Alright guys, let's talk a little bit about Rugged Road. Rugged Road Outdoors and their cooler. I have with me today the RR65 Gunmetal Gray. Awesome cooler from Rugged Road. Let me tell you, this is probably the most durable cooler you're going to find on the market today. But it's not just about durability. That's awesome. It's also about functionality. If you're into kayak bass fishing, if you're river floating, you're kayak camping, you need a cooler that's going to be lightweight and it's going to function for you really. It's going to allow you to pack a lot of stuff out in your cooler, but at the same time not carry a lot of that weight. These things are about 13 pounds, about half the weight of competitors in the marketplace that you're going to find at big box stores. Okay, and the functionality of it is absolutely incredible. You are going to find that this cooler is going to hold 55 pounds of ice. It's going to hold 9.92 gallons. Okay, it's also going to be able to hold 45 bottles and 65 cans, okay? I packed this out with this ice last night, okay? So it's been in this cooler now for about 14 hours. And this bag of ice is still rock cubed up, okay? Still rock solid, all right? So that's what you want. It's going to keep your ice chilled and everything chilled in here for up to 7 days. And you can't really beat that, okay? Especially if you're out on a float and during the summertime, you're going to want everything to stay cold. And as long as you're keeping that lid closed. Now, let's talk a little bit about functionality here. You can have a divider. There's a divider that comes with your Rugged Roads. You can divide sections. I like to divide my cans from my food. And so this is a really great tech, and you can adjust just the, in terms of the width of how far you want that to go. For me, I tend to take a lot more water, a lot more drinks, Powerades, Gatorades, things like that, especially out in the heat on the river. And so I'll leave that section, and then I'll put food and some other stuff in the other section like that, and all of it stays awesome. The other functionality aspect, guys, is this 100% floats upright. Okay, you can pull it behind your kayak. I've seen people at the lake that just have it out the back of their boats when they're swimming in the lake and things like that, and they can go up and they can grab their drink right out. Other thing that comes with these RR65s is you've got another rack. You got a rack that you can put in that. You're also got, there you go, right there for your car. I was like, they're hooking you up, okay? So you got that straight up there. This sits right there. So you can set it, not use it or use it. You can put it in there just like that, and it's got a little bit of that raised grate. You can store underneath and all of that stuff. It's pretty awesome in that regard in terms of that functionality. Now, as far as your lid, obviously, again, like I said, these are less than, I'm going to close this up. Now I got the ice out of it, okay? This is how light this cooler is, guys. Okay, this is how light the cooler is. All right, it's just incredibly light. And that's what's with that. It's got one drink in it. The ice is out of it. Again, about 13 pounds. But let's take a look at this lid. Easy snap off. So another thing I really like too is I really like what they've done with the handles. Okay, I just think they're really a lot more easier, a lot more handle to carry this cooler than say the others that don't have the handles, that just have the kind of built into the kind of like the fabric of their cooler, that you got to put your hands up underneath there, and a lot of times, but just the fact you got this double thing really works well. Now the lid that I was talking about, the lid, multifunctional, okay? Whether you're at the campground, whether you're out on the river, whether you want to just flip it over and you want to have drinks on top, you want to sit on it at the campsite, all of these things, it works for you. You take this lid right off, they come right off. Okay, obviously you've got your cans here that you can use, but this is also an awesome cutting board, okay? So you don't need to pack out a cutting board, all right, or all that. So you've got a cutting board that you can use campsite, just flip it over. And again, I like it's just a floating bar. You know what? It just kind of works sometimes. So these are things that you can do to utilize. Again, Rugged Road Outfitters, an RR65 Gunmetal Gray is this color right here, is Gunmetal Gray. Just the durability of this and functionality is awesome. So it's Rugged Road, pack light is what you've got to do because your cooler is not going to overwhelm you, but it is going to exceed your expectations when you're out there on the river, the next time you're out on a kayak camping trip or just a river float, or if you're just at the campground.